Upper Downey Library. You're looking for a book, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Is it fiction or nonfiction? You're not sure. Okay. What is the title? Let's see. How about the author? No? Well, can you tell me anything about it? It's green? Okay. I'll tell you what. You come by Monday and we'll try to narrow it down, okay? Whew. AMOS, Libby. Yes, I need you to sit in for me this weekend. I'm heading back down to New York. Oh, thank you. You have fun now. Bye. I'm back. You may remember me.
Help me out. New York's a big town.
Well, last month we talked about your work.
Oh, yes, the librarian.
Yes,
Right.
Libby TOUGHY from upstate.
Upper something, right.
It's Upper Downey.
Uh-huh.
So this is all you do. You copy Van Gogh's self-portraits.
That's right. You know, keep it simple.
No, you must do other kinds of painting.
Well, they're locked in the catacombs of my estate.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Well, you are very good.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, as far as I know, you're the only painter I know who copies Van Gogh, who also studied at the École des Beaux-Arts, Paris.
How do you know that? That was a long time ago. How did you?
Well, I'm a
Where'd you
librarian.
pick that up?
I'm a librarian. Once we get nosy, nothing is safe.
Oh, wait. That's that's why I hate the internet. You know?
Oh, you have to know how to use it. I employ an algorithm that I developed. I call it hyperworm. It penetrates any database, it sidetracks, it sidesteps all the securities and metastasizes functions.
Wait. Stop. I have no privacy.
Oh, relax, I'm only interested in your artistic background.
Was anything here in the studio?
Well, Van Gogh's last self-portrait.
Oh yeah, the one at the end, his 36th.
Well, let's talk about number 37.
Well, there is no 37.
Oh yes, there is now. You see it?
That's a no, it's unfinished.
Isn't it wonderful?
You told me that's genuine?
Absolutely.
Why are you talking to me? Why don't you take it to some auction?
Well, I plan to, but once it sells, I'll never get to see it again, and I want my own version to look at. Well, do you like it?
Yeah, I like that you're my client. I like that you're the client.
Well, now, it had to have been done late in his life, 1890, I'd say.
Yeah, that was pretty much when the syphilis had pretty much fried what was left of his brain.
Yeah, so in his madness, he decides to paint himself one more time just before he goes out into the wheat field and shoots himself.
Oh, now you cracked that mystery. What about you? Now you're the mystery.
How's that?
Well, what's a nice girl like you, like a librarian, doing in the fine arts racket?
Who said I'm nice? I'm an underpaid public servant in an underappreciated public service, working in an underfunded public building that should have been replaced years ago. And why do you call it a racket?
Well, where else can crooks share champagne with high society?
How bad is it?
Well, if you don't count the swindlers, the con men, the money launderers, and just the pure thieves, it's probably no different than a Moroccan flea market.
Oh, well, that's encouraging. What is your fee?
It's posted on the wall.
1,000? My budget is tighter than that.
I thought you were about to be a millionaire.
Well, that could be months away. I have to deal with right now, and right now I'm broke.
And I'm sympathetic. How you doing?
Oh, okay, I need to explain my situation. The Upper Downey Library is in sad shape. Now, I pleaded with the city to float a bond issue. For those tightwads, they're threatening to close it.
Yeah, well, so I feel your pain. I also share this space with 5 other artists. I mean, I got to do what I got to do to come up with the rent. You know what I mean? That's why we have so many guys. I still need 1,000.
Well, hypothetically, I understand that, but the Upper Downey Library isn't hypothetical. This is my library. Ever since I was a little girl, my parents, they broke up. My parents broke up and my mother worked. In our little town, there was no daycare center, so every day she dropped me off at the library. She said, "You will not spend your life doing white people's housework like me. Go back into the stacks and discover stuff."
Okay, but the thing is, I mean, we're talking.
When I did, I discovered maps, journals, pictures. Oh my goodness, W.E.B. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Dr. Seuss, even Winnie the Pooh, Shakespeare.
Okay, I got it. So,
okay. By the grace of God, I became the librarian myself, and there is no way anyone will ever take that away from me.
Good, we got that established. Okay, so now what about?
So?
It's 1,000.
That's cold.
That's New York.
Oh, you're not getting the big picture.
What am I not getting?
You're not seeing it. The PR. When the painting goes to auction, it'll get a lot of press. As the painter of the only copy, you will too. You can boost your prices. Everybody wins.
If you got a real Van Gogh.
Well, I can convince you of that, but it's a long story.
Well, I got my afternoon's free.
Well, it goes back to my grandfather, a GI in World War II, a jeeper driver in the Battle of the Bulge.
All right.
He got his captain out of some hairy situations, and to show his appreciation, the captain, he put him in his will.
So where does the painting come in?
Well, the captain, he was a big Van Gogh fan. And after the war, he came back, visited Arles, Van Gogh's old stomping ground. He bought a little bungalow outside of town, and eventually, when he passed, my granddaddy became the property owner.
Where does the painting come in?
Oh, I'm getting there. Over time, the property passed down to me. When I saw the place, I decided to add a room in the back, and in digging the new foundation, they uncovered a large steamer trunk.
Yeah, so
in it was the painting.
Yeah. So where does the Van Gogh come in?
And there was a note. This note was in it from Gabrielle Bellatier, a maid at Van Gogh's brothel.
Yeah, well, I don't speak French.
Well, I'll tell you what it says. It tells how she loved his work and apparently him. And in 1890, on the day that he shot himself, Miss Gabby, she scooped up all the oils and the brushes and canvases. They were in the steamer too,
Right. So we're talking 130 years. The oils would be dust.
No, not if they were entombed in shellac. See, like butterflies and amber. Took forever to get that stuff off, to hack it off.
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Okay? come back. Come back in a week.
Okay.
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 All right.
This is Arthur Bronsky with the art scene. From where I sit, it's a bit troubling. Fine arts auctions, once gatherings of well-mannered collectors, are devolving into verbal rugby scrums. The refined have been replaced by the rapacious, each determined to out-collect the other guy as though one's stockpile equates to one's social standing. While I cannot blame all the impetus for this on a certain bad boy collector who shall remain nameless, his behavior has engendered a spate of lemming-like adherence with the collective artistic taste of a fruit fly. More after this.
Well, hello. I'm Reese Crown, the collecting clown here, with my weekly outcast of tips with all my loyal followers honking for action. In Brooklyn's Prospect Park, street art by Mondo Ngunda, a transgender Botswanian whose triptych titled He, She, It should soon be headed for the auction block. Now pay close attention to a startling new soap sculpture by Sarah Sizwicki titled Come Clean. It's a 10-foot spread-eagled nude on a bed of washcloths, now in previews at Tugman Art Sales in Flatbush. Oh, and pay little attention to the threatened museum guard strike at MoMA, where currently there is little worth guarding anyway. And pay no attention to the Rembrandt retrospective at the Farquhar Academy. It's riddled with Rembrandts he never painted. Well, that's this week's Outcast. Next week, a major announcement. Be in attendance at my sumptuous studio. I guarantee you a golden opportunity to transform your collection. Happy honking!
Your week is up. How'd you do?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Drum roll. What do you think?
Nice. Wow, that's a nice job.
Thanks. You know, it took me a while. You know, I had several bad starts, but then I came back and I got that impasto, the impasto style that Van Gogh had when he was mixing the colors right on the canvas.
Well,
You know, I finally got the hang of it. It took me a while, but you know,
I can't tell the two apart.
well, you know, thanks. Well, just so you can now, okay? You put a green tab on the original, and you put a red tab on my copy, okay?
Well, just so you know, I'm colorblind. Red for green.
Yeah, well, as long as we know which one is which. So what are you gonna do with the copy?
I'm gonna hang it in the library.
Not in your house?
No house, just a cheesy little apartment, but that's going to change.
Well, what do you hope to get for your?
Well, I looked it up. The highest price ever paid at auction was for Leonardo, 450 million.
You could scrimp by on that, huh?
Oh, I'd be happy with a teeny fraction of that. Now, tell me, which auction house should I go to?
Well, Sotheby's and Christie's are the two biggies, but it will be a long wait before you hear back from them.
Well, anyone else?
Yeah, there's let me think. Arthur Bronsky.
Arthur Bronsky, a critic. I've heard of him.
Yeah, he could give you a solid appraisal. I mean, if you can get to him, that is. He's a very private person. It would make the Sphinx look bubbly.
I'll do some research.
And you do that.
Mr. Bronsky. Mr. Bronsky? Mr. Bronsky, Avery Cummings sends you his best. Your old roommate from Milton Academy? He lives on Staten Island now, Shady Acres Rest Home. Also, your mother would like a call.
My soup is getting cold.
Oh, I see. I've been fortunate to find you in such a sanguine mood. Is there someone you'd like for me to say hello to? No? Well, then in the few moments that I have left, let me introduce myself. I'm Libby TOUGHY, librarian from Upper Downey. It's a little town upstate.
Upper Downey, the harness races.
That's right. Our library is seriously underfunded, and it's in need of repair, and an interview with you would be an immense boost to our public image.
A half-mile dirt track.
Yes, so may I have your secretary? Can I call?
Lost my shirt there.
I've already researched your basic biographical data, so only a few questions, really. That's a
Female sulky driver. Steered that horse right through the fucking fence.
You're giving me short shrift. Is that because you were never circumcised?
Excuse me?
You also have 3 gold crowns and a bunion on your left foot.
How could you possibly know that?
Hyperworm.
What?
Hyperworm, that's my algorithm. I created an algorithm, my research algorithm. It penetrates any database, sidesteps all.
Who sent you to me? Who sent you? It was Crown, wasn't it?
Who?
Reese Crown, the collecting clown.
Reese Crown, I never heard of him.
You're the only one.
Well, I've also come here to ask you to critique an amazing painting. You'll see that it's unfinished.
But you are finished. Check, please.
So, did he look at the painting?
I interrupted his dinner. He almost threw his soup at me.
I think you need a better way to get your library funded.
Well, the Upper Downey City Council has a budget hearing next week. Maybe I should go directly to them.
Well, you think they'll listen?
I've already got my speech rehearsed. You want to hear it?
Not really.
Oh, come on, please.
All right, go ahead.
Good morning, council members. As your Upper Downey City, oh my goodness. Let me try this again.
Do it again.
Good morning, council members. As your Upper Downey City librarian, let me remind you, our library is not in need of repair. It is beyond repair. The plumbing is bad. The roof leaks. There's mold. Mice have eaten through the insulation and the wiring. And worst of all, the floorboards squeak. Now, you can't have squeaky floorboards in a library. The estimate for repair approaches $250,000. My plea for you gentlemen is to float a bond issue for the sum and let the voters decide. A city without a library is a city without a soul. Thank you. What do you think?
The altruistic side of me is in tears, but the other side, the 99%, is dubious.
Well, BRONSKI mentioned a RHYS crown. Who's that?
It's a 3-part mixture of P.T. Barnum, Howard Cosell, and Bernie Madoff.
Why would I ever want to talk to a man like that?
You know, he has an eye for art. And you want to get noticed, don't you?
Yeah, well,
all right.
I'll do some research.
Good luck.
It's me again. Welcome to my humble pied-a-terre, where you're about to enjoy the fruits of my immensely successful collecting endeavors. I call it Reese's Pieces because I've enjoyed the process so much, I've decided to repeat it. Now I'll begin by liquidating it all. My paintings, my sculptures, my tapestries, folios, ceramics, and my classics from antiquity. After a brief pause for previews, We'll start the bidding on my trio of Belushi etchings from the 16th century, once the prized scatological possession of the Medicis.
Mr. Crown. Mr. Crown? Lars Kunz, he says hello. He was your makeup instructor, wasn't he? Amsterdam Clown School?
And you are?
Oh, my name is Libby TOUGHY from upstate. I'm a librarian.
And how could you possibly know about Lars?
Research for an article on collectors I'll be submitting to the New York Times.
What collectors?
Oh, Benjamin Sokolsky and Margaret Hammond, to name a few, but they're old money. You're more interesting. You had a humble start.
Well, why haven't I heard about this project before?
Oh, well, it's very early on, but I can tell already if it doesn't include you, it won't be worth the trouble.
Well, that's the truth.
There's also my concern for the whole art scene. Too much top down, not enough bottom up.
Yes.
We need more collectors like you. We're not in it for the quick buck, but you are simply in it for the love of art.
Well, just call and make an appointment.
Well, thank you. And since we seem to be on the same mind, and I'm a collector myself, may I show you something?
And what is that supposed to be?
Well, it's an unfinished self-portrait of Vincent van Gogh.
You get this at a yard sale?
Actually, it wasn't a yard, a backyard in Arles, France.
Arles?
In an old steamer trunk with a note from a maid at his favorite brothel.
Whoa. So why did you bring it to me?
Well, your discerning eye, of course, and to help me get it vetted for auction.
Huh. Well, I'll see to that, young lady, and I'll see you get vetted too.
How you been? Huh?
Well,
I've been texting you for
listen,
an hour, 2 hours.
I met Crown. He's having the painting vetted.
He's vetting my copy.
What?
He's vetting my copy. Don't you get it? I told you the green tag was on yours and the red tag was on mine.
I told you that I was colorblind.
And knowing that, I knew you'd see them just the opposite and take the wrong one. And so I fibbed.
Wait.
When I said the green one was yours, okay? It was really mine. And the red one that was mine was really yours. So that you see in the image just the opposite, would think that it was mine. It was yours. And that one instead, but instead of that happening, the opposite happened.
I will not attempt to I'm not going to conjugate that. Mm-mm.
You have to get my copy back before he finds out.
Now, what am I going to tell him? Can I have my original masterpiece back? I gave you the wrong one.
No. Think of something.
Oh.
This is Arthur Bronski with the art scene. My spies report a bit of a kerfuffle at RHYS's pieces. Concerns a quote, unquote, newly discovered unfinished Van Gogh self-portrait. The painting is now being subjected to scrutiny of experts and state-of-the-art forensics. If authenticated, it could command in today's madness several million. I'll have more to report when I am able to cast a cynical eye on the piece myself.
Welcome to my little world.
This is some office. You can see all of Central Park.
No. I'm thinking I'd like to turn it into a golf course.
Really?
Or 2 golf courses. Maybe a couple 18-holers, a pitch and putt, and a
Well,
windmill.
what about all that stuff that's already down there?
What stuff?
What stuff? The baseball fields, the tennis courts, medals, riding and jogging trails,
Please,
a lake.
please, all of that will have to just go.
Well, it could be too expensive.
Huh.
Billions, probably billions.
Think of the green fees I could charge. Yes.
Can we talk about my painting?
Let's talk about you, young lady. I've had you vetted.
Well, I doubt that I'm that impressive.
Au contraire, my dear. Vassar graduate at 18, PhD from Yale at 20, research assistant IBM, then research director. Very impressive. Then, curiously, you walked away from all of that to become the librarian for the dinky dump of Upper Downey in upstate New York, population 5,012.
I like libraries.
Why, that one is falling apart. How could you be more meaningless?
Excuse me? You think the outpost of knowledge and a sea of ignorance are meaningless? You think windows to the world for our youth, the centers for civic gatherings, the sanctuaries for our seniors are a waste of time? Well, you're not worthy of even judging my painting, let alone selling it. I want it back.
Hold on. I like your fire. Now let's test it. What's the ticket for a new library?
We're trying to float a bond issue for $250,000.
And how high is this on your wish list?
The top.
Then I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. I'll fund the bond.
250,000?
And to whom shall I write out the check?
And what do you want for it?
Hello, what do you think?
The self-portrait without knowing if it's genuine?
Please, my unerring critical acumen tells me to take the gamble.
Well, what if your unerring critical acumen is wrong?
Hey, you win some and you lose some.
Oh, this is crazy. You care more about the deal than the art.
You said you wanted your library, young lady. I'm handing it to you on a platter. What's the problem?
I want my painting back.
Too late. It's already at the forensics lab.
No, I didn't give you permission to do that.
Don't worry. You may thank me.
Where's the painting?
He's already sent it to the forensic lab.
You couldn't get it back?
He also offered me $250,000 for it on the spot.
Shit!
Fund my library.
Why?
Well, he obviously thinks that the painting is genuine. He wants to steal it.
So let him!
What about my painting? It could fund 10 libraries.
Or not?
You've never believed it was genuine.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It matters to me.
I believe that you believe it.
But what good is that?
It means I believe in you.
What? If you believe in me, then help me get the painting switched.
It's too late. It's too late.
No. Not if you believe in me.
Oh? Building inspector? What do I need a building inspector for? Yes, this is RHYS Crown. Yes, I'm the collecting clown. My place? Mold? All right, let me just get rid of him.
How do you do, sir? How do you do now? I'm sorry to bother you. All right now.
What mold are you talking about?
I'm from the city mold alert.
Yeah.
A little spores so you can't see. Highly contagious. You know, respiratory nightmare. Have you been experiencing headaches? A shortness of breath?
And all spells no.
Well, you're good then. I got here just in time. Now,
Hang
we
on.
may have to quarantine this whole place.
Hang on. Could I see some credentials?
What do you want some credentials for? I gave you the credentials. If your house if there was a forensics labs or mold magnets, don't you see? Stories I could tell, micro, crud, mass malignancy, and paintings being tested. I mean, if your house was burning down and a fireman showed up, would you ask for his credentials? Now what?
All right, all right.
What is on the other side?
All right.
That door.
Yes, there's one painting behind that door.
Did you get permission?
Very private.
Did you get your permission? You could get your sock suit off, huh?
Hello? Oh, thank you. What? Oh, amazing. The painting passed.
Pass what?
Everything. X-ray, ultraviolet, spectroscopy. The works.
That's it? It's genuine.
Sorry to disappoint you.
I'm ecstatic.
Hey, what about the mold?
Ah, did I say mold? I meant gold. Hey!
Oh, how did it go?
It actually went Van Gogh.
What? What do you mean?
My copy, Libby, is sailed through forensics.
How?
I have no clue. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, no, wait. It had to be the materials. The same paint, same canvas, same brushes.
But not the same artist.
Oh my God. If they think your copy is an original, then well, what do we do with the actual original?
Hide it. I mean, nobody's going to believe there are two masterpieces.
Oh no, this is crazy. This is crazy. My goodness, I can't decide if this is good or bad.
I can. I painted a masterpiece that I can't even take credit for. I don't even own it.
What do you want to do?
Have a drink. Let's have a drink.
Have a drink? Well,
Yeah.
me too. But where?
My office over here.
You have an office?
Yeah, it's the VW van over there.
You're late.
Am I?
Anything to irritate me.
You don't have to be irritated, Arthur. You were born that way.
You shouldn't complain. I'm making you famous.
Well, don't I deserve it? Who else has my chutzpah?
Megalomania. Hold out your hand.
What?
You heard me. Do it. Uh-huh. It's getting worse.
You're not my doctor.
Your white-faced paint. Is it the same you inherited from your father, who died of lead poisoning?
You're a critic, not a coroner.
Tell me about the painting. Who owns it?
Libby something. A nobody.
Libby? Oh, Libby wouldn't happen to be a librarian, would she?
You know her?
No, but she seemed to know a lot about me.
Well, she's harmless.
She has some sort of algorithm or
It's a hyperworm. It's just a plaything.
a plaything. In the information age, it is the ultimate weapon.
Arthur, in the information age, I am the ultimate weapon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whoa. You didn't say that with much enthusiasm.
Yeah, no.
You're worried about the money, huh? You think I'd take advantage? Look here. Whatever the hammer price is, I want the first money to pay for the library. Anything above that, we can split. That fair?
I'd still be a nobody.
Oh, recognition he wants. Okay. Let me look through your stuff again. I'm gonna look through it. Wow, this is nice. Nice landscapes. You have still lifes, ink sketches. This is quite a range here.
Well, you know, there are art galleries out there. I mean, that feature emerging artists, but you know, they take your portfolio on consignment and they, you know, they set up a show, right?
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, it sounds good, but they take all the proceeds until they cover their costs, and somehow they never quite cover their costs.
Wait a minute. You have someone repping you.
Me? No.
Wait, I could rep you.
Hey, you can rep me and run a library at the same time, huh?
You're forgetting about Hyperworm. What's your favorite painting here?
I'd say the Blue Lagoon in the moonlight, right there. See it? You know,
Blue.
the Blue Lagoon right over there.
Right. Okay. A boat owner would like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the. I'm going to my Hyperworm. Okay. Hit the search word
He's gonna buy my paintings.
button.
Nobody
And
cares.
bingo! 82 prospects.
Yeah, fuck that.
Larchmont Yacht Club.
What?
Yeah. We need some sympathy. We signed the email with.
Libby, you think this thing could work?
No, you have any health problems?
Yeah. No.
Okay. You do now. This is what we're going to do. We'll sign the email Frank Amos, ailing, let's see, ailing, starving artist.
You can't be serious.
I'm always serious.
You know, maybe that's your problem. Libby, you know, you never take out any time for, you know, fun. Have another glass of some wine. Go ahead.
You think I'm that dull?
Well, I don't know. You know, you have any guilty pleasures? You know, how do librarians feel about sex?
We have a borrowed interest.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, maybe I should get a library card.
You'd have to apply.
Okay.
And we're not open yet. Oh, what is this? Message? Got a message from Crown. The art jury is in. Crown, what is the verdict?
Hello. The jury thinks it could be genuine, but none of them is willing to commit.
So now what?
Well, they all agree on one thing. Arthur Bronski. If he blesses the painting, they'll all go along.
Well, when will he look at it?
Well, he's on the way. It's your last chance to take me up on my offer.
No, I'll pass.
Why?
Your condition.
What condition?
Your mood swings.
Mood swings?
Mm-hmm.
What mood swings? I don't have any mood swings. Arthur, how nice to see you.
Where is it?
It's all in its unfinished glory. Well, is it a Van Gogh?
Gogh.
Is it?
No.
What?
No, it's better.
What?
Yes, it's better in my opinion. This is not an unfinished painting. The artist deliberately withheld just enough, allowing us to complete the painting in the mind's eye, creating Van Gogh's likeness with the clarity no pigment could ever provide.
Well, then who is the artist?
Oh, I'd like to meet him.
How you doing? How you doing? My name's Frank Amos.
Rhymes with famous.
He's not famous. He's the fake mold expert.
I think the mold has gone to your brain.
Wait. There is a real Van Gogh.
Gogh.
I brought it. Gogh.
What? There are two of them? Why the red tag and the green tag?
The one with the red tag is real.
Red tag, eh? And take that.
Oh, wait, stop. You're ripping it to shreds.
Yes.
No.
How do you like your red tag now?
He's colorblind, man!
What?
Red or green? Red for green.
Oh, shit.
No! Don't stay away from mine, please!
I can't have the them, nobody can.
This is Arthur Bronsky with the art scene. You may recall my report 6 months ago when RHYS Crown, the collecting clown, went on a rampage, destroying 2 masterpieces, one of which was a Van Gogh. Then he disappeared. I can now report his reappearance and regrettably his recent passing. Yes. Joplin, Missouri, following a mental breakdown as the geek in the Snarling Brothers traveling circus. Now this.
Wow, a whole new library.
Frank? Oh, look at you, Mr. GQ.
Yeah, Brodsky's blessing put me on the map. I even wear socks now.
Oh, and shoes.
Hey, and no squeaky floors.
No, the bond issue had actually passed. New floors, new library. You want a tour?
I want a book.
Oh, fiction or nonfiction?
Uh,
Title?
uh,
Author? Subject?
it's
Do you know anything about it?
it's green
Well, that doesn't narrow it down much.
or blue.
Well, why do you even want it?
Actually, I don't.
What do you want, Frank?
Library card?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wonderful job. And if everybody would turn their cameras on, and folks in the house, you can go work through the Q&A. I've got a couple hands up from earlier. So I'm going to go to John Solari first, but let me ask, right after I get to ask the first question, this is one of the little perks of the job. So, so actually my first question is going to be, so what you guys are missing, by the way, are a big applause and laughter. So I'm just going to laugh and clap for everybody around the house. We have a really nice house. We have a good house in 2 different places. So awesome. Everything is great. So my first question, I actually want to ask Kevin. So Kevin, I know you. I mean, we know each other relatively well, and I know you as an accomplished actor, but also a musician, and as an artist, you have a lot of hyphens, and now you're playing actually an artist, and I'm very curious on what you take from your experiences, your professional experiences that you take into this role.
Well, I was born the same day Van Gogh was born, and so when I read about him, he was misunderstood, and there was something in me that I just totally identified for him. Something happened to me before we went on tonight. I started crying. And this is a comedy, so you don't want to make the tears too much, but it was a kind of a, like I was just thinking, I've written like all these 500 songs, and someday maybe nobody will ever see them, and it made me feel sad for myself in some way. But the real thing is that the work is what you do, and that's the thing that I love to do. And writing the song and finishing it, recording it. The whole thing about doing the other thing is a whole different kind of animal. It's like like, before the show started today, I'm inviting people, 45 minutes before the show starts. Well, if you really want to be successful, you got to start inviting people 3 weeks ago and then following up and bothering them, phone calls and threatening them, But here me, I do all this stuff. I don't know if I'm good enough. Is it going to work? I don't know. And then, I realize this is going to be good tonight. So then I invite people. So, I mean, I have a lot of temperament that's very similar to him. So, I was just trying to find out where it went, where it's a fine line playing comedy, but I don't know. I've lived in New York and cold water flats and 42nd and 10th Avenue, writing the play, rehearsing the actors on a roof. I've been homeless. I lived in theaters, so I know what it is to suffer. But on the other side of suffering is the Greek word is pain, and the other thing is there's comedy in that. If you turn that around just a little bit, you can see the comic aspect of that. Like the smartphone theater that has the mass of the comic and the tragic, and they're kind of interwoven. You have to be a good comic, you have to have no tragedy, and vice versa.
Yeah. Well, your tragedy and your comedy of life is certainly paying off, because you bring a lot. You bring a lot, and it's really a pleasure to watch you work. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
But we're going to go to Lisa. We're going to Lisa. Or Lisa, did I just leave? There you go. Lisa Richards, you're first. Just unmute yourself. Or did you just? There you go.
Hi. No, I thought it was really wonderful. And Dave, I think your play is you're just such a good writer, dude. It's so interesting in how you go, and your brain works in really wondrous ways. I thought all the actors were terrific. Michael's now eating his soup. Bronsky, you did a great job. But I thought that Libby and Frank, the relationship, Stu, I have to give you a credit, because it was really a lovely relationship. And Kevin, you have to know that you're wonderful. You're a wonderful actor.
Thank you.
So I hope you believe in that. And I don't know about your artist work, but I know your music, and you're a wonderful actor.
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
Is it Libby? No. What's your name again?
Joyce.
Pardon?
It's Joyce.
Joyce.
Okay, I missed. I'm sorry, my computer just froze.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quitting. It says Zoom quit unexpected.
But you never froze. You were wonderful, Joyce. Really wonderful. So, and Crown, I'm sorry you died, but you did a very good job. So really, hey, what I want to say, Todd,
Yes.
did you, tonight was the best I've seen on the Zoom. I
Really?
thought we were talking to each other. I felt the transitions worked. Was that your working, Todd?
It was. Lots of buttons on this end.
I thought it was the best I've seen.
Oh,
I
good.
really, I like the up and down thing. I felt that worked really well. Stu, did you feel the same way?
Yeah, the transitions on this were important, because obviously in the comedy, you want to keep the action moving, and so much is tied up in the timing between the actors. And I think Todd did a terrific job. Here and there, the techniques got a little bit befuddled, to say the least, particularly toward the end. But I think that we went a long way on Zoom. When we first started working on this, Todd said, this isn't going to be an easy one. And I said, oh, no, of course it is. And then he was right. This was a toughie, but the people were just sensational, and I loved working with them. So I guess I answered the question. I think I did anyhow.
Yeah, but I really think it was, I think it has come such a long way, the Zoom process. So thank you. It was really wonderful.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Right, John Solari.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Ah, thank you. Well, first, the playwright was wonderful writing and directing. And how can you beat Kevin? You know, Kevin's a wonderful method actor. And Joyce, what can I say? She's one of the finest actors going at Actors Studio. And it's such a pleasure to see her work. And the other two guys, I really don't know your work, but Lisa said something, you know, it was really a wonderful play. And the relationship between Libby and Frank, boy, towards the end, I didn't want it to stop. When it said the beginning, that's when I wanted more from the two. It was so good to see that. And I invited this Japanese actress, Soko. I don't know if she showed up, because I wanted, she's really wonderful. But I wanted her to see the work. And this was wonderful work, and I'm really proud of you guys that I can call you. And Joyce, you got to get in touch with me. Her work is so good.
I'm really hoping that Joyce can hear you. I mean, she's frozen. But it doesn't mean that she's not involved.
I thought she looks like she's mad at me. All right, God bless and thank you guys. And Stu,
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to read, Sharon Shane just said, such lovely, truthful, funny, inspiring writing and acting. I'm also a painter, and I so appreciated all the insight about the art world, really a metaphor for life. Does everyone know that Kevin gives Bruce Springsteen competition? True artists, everyone up there, I loved it. All right, Kevin and Springsteen. Very cool. That's great. Let me, we're going to go a couple minutes late. It's 6:03, so I won't keep you guys very late. So Rick, this is your first smartphone theater Zoom experience, right?
My first Zoom?
Your first smartphone experience.
Yeah, it's an amazing format. And you're a real education, I got to tell you. It's the new format of this whole COVID catastrophe. It's a plus side of the whole deal. It really is.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll tell you, you say it's a COVID thing. I think what we're doing is not going to go away. It's going to probably reformat a little bit that once we're all up and around and about, but I think this platform is going to live. It's certainly going to live on.
And Dave, I've known Dave for 100 years, and we met like way back in the 60s when he was working with reel-to-reel tape recorders, and I remember doing voiceovers for him in his closet, in his house, and he's advanced technically to this latest state-of-the-art thing, from splicing, the days of splicing, to now digital, and he stayed on top of it all the way.
Rick,
he's always been a great pal. I hawk him all the time. I tell him, put me in something.
I'm going to go to Jimmy B. So Jimmy, you just need to unmute yourself, and then you're on.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Jimmy Bertucci.
Yes, how are you?
How you doing? Long time, man.
Yes, it has been. I enjoyed your play very much.
Well, I didn't write it. I just acted in it.
Well, that's okay. I was enjoying it anyway.
But I'll take credit, you know?
No, good. And everything is good? Your music is sounding fine.
Yeah. Well, so you saw me. So what did you think about the acting here? Good? You enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I actually stayed through the whole thing.
Did you ever see a Zoom play before?
No.
No.
This is my first one. So, it was kind of exciting.
Cool. And Jimmy, just so you know, the goal is to keep you here the whole show. You're not supposed to leave halfway.
I know it's kind of hard to do that, but I was watching it and I thought, this is pretty funny, you know.
Good.
It's really hard. It's really hard if you're Italian and you got pasta in the kitchen to finish to watch for 45 minutes. That meant the play was really good, Bertucci.
Well, the pasta got real soft, one of the two.
Real soft.
That's good. So is there another one next week or?
Yeah, so that's a great, wow, thank you for the segue. You're awesome. So yes, we do shows every Friday at 5 o'clock Pacific time. Every once in a while, we'll take an off week, like last week was off. But other than that, tonight was probably 25, I think. So we launched on March 27th. March 27th, I believe, was our first show. And we've done our shortest play will fall around the 20-minute marker. So we typically don't like to go shorter than that. And then every once in a while, we'll do a full length. And the full lengths we divide into 2 weeks. So 1 week there'll be Act 1, the second week there'll be Act 2. And then every once in a while we'll do a book reading and we'll mix it up a little bit. Just like next week, we're doing a sitcom. So we're actually doing a table read of a sitcom. So with a big cast with people from all over the country. So next week we have people from LA, New York, Georgia, pretty much all over. So it's going to be exciting. So yeah, so Jimmy, please come back.
Great. Well, I look forward to it, you know.
All right, cool. We'll put you on the mailing list.
Oh, great. Okay. I hope you guys make it very successful, you know.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Tell your friends.
Okay, take care, you guys.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Funny.
All right.
Yes, she is.
And that said, yes, we have Libby. You know what? Before we leave, just because you had that camera problem at the end, Joyce.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I'm glad that I got through the scene without it crashing completely.
No, you scored.
Definitely on its way out.
Yeah, no, everything worked out well. I love the way that you guys just found your footing at the end, even with the technical issues. So
Oh my goodness.
Yep, it worked out well. So, all right, if anybody wants to say anything in our cast, now is the time. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day. I'll call it a night.
Well, I'm going to say something to the cast, and that I really appreciate your patience and the work that you did. And it was a toughie, and we had a lot of work that we had to do to make it work technically, and there were issues with the equipment and all the rest, but the end result was really, really good. And I'm very, very happy. And I love each one of you, probably Joyce more, but then.
Hey! Thank you, Stu. Great job.
Thanks, Stu. You guided us.
And Todd, you're okay, kid.
Hey, you too.
We've been through this before. No,
If
thanks.
I can just add,
And David, I don't want to leave you out.
Arthur.
yeah.
We've done a
Can
number
you hear
of
me?
these.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can hear you.
I just want to say I'm pleased because I only started writing this last Sunday.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know when you usually sit down to write your stuff, but having worked on any number of things with you, it's always a pleasure because you listen, you stand by firm on the things you really, really think are important. And at the same time, you give the directors, the writers, an opportunity to make their contributions and to hopefully interpret what it is that you wanted done. So thank you to you.
Okay, thank you.
Beautiful. All right, guys, remember cast, I'm going to send you a link in about a minute. So we'll have our post-show toast. To everybody else, come back next Friday. Remember, we're up every Friday. www.smartphonetheater.com to check our calendar. Remember our tip jar. And thank you guys for coming tonight and have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Bye.